All right, so we're back here at Off Track. I got me a new guest. Jordan's still behind the camera and here with us, joining us. You want to say hey, Jordan?
Hi, Jordan.
Yeah, there you go. But I got a special guest, good old Jay Deal.
Special,
yes. Yeah. Special in other ways.
Yeah.
Maybe not good all the time. Some.
Depends on the day, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give it today. He showed up today, so I'm happy. He was still late, but he went around his elbow to get to his ass, but it's okay.
Freaking school bus. These damn kids.
Look, there's a school right there.
I don't even have kids, and I feel like I pay for it all the time.
Yeah. Well, get used to it.
Like, if it was my kid on the bus or, like, my kid that was using my school taxes, like, I'd be like, I still don't like it, but, like, at least I'm getting something out of it. Well, now I just sit in fucking traffic behind a school bus for 15 minutes to get here. It was a 3-minute drive turned into 20. I parked 3 blocks away and walked.
Did you end up parking down the street?
I parked by Ben Stout.
Oh, man, that's great.
And walked through the construction zone, and the front door was locked. Man.
So, Jay, I know you've been on other podcasts. Well, this one's a little bit more laid back. I like conspiracies. I like video games. With Jordan, we talk about a lot of that. His acting career.
Acting career.
Yeah. We talk about Survivor, a little bit of that.
Are we talking like Denzel or like
no Survivor?
Mr. Sins over here with the acting.
Oh no, he's a voiceover actor.
We
got a superstar in this room.
Oh, got it. Didn't know that. No.
I have done acting before.
Yeah. Anything I've seen?
Fuck no.
So Jay, tell the people your story, man. Give us a little background, and we'll get into some fun stuff.
My name's Jay. And I grew up in upstate New York. I left for the Army when I was 18. Got lucky enough to be stationed in Italy.
Love it. I
was
love it.
there for 6 years, couple deployments out of there. Came back, moved to New York City. Did a short stint, about 9 months, at the New York Stock Exchange. Then I went to school. Got my degree in financial economics. Moved over to J.P. Morgan. Was an investment banker there for a little over 5 years. Hated every second of it. That's not true, actually. The first 6 months, it was really cool, and then I realized I didn't like most of the people I worked with. Then I started investing in real estate down here in Fayetteville. I eventually replaced my salary, quit my job, moved down here to do this full time, and kind of on cruise control since.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm happy to have you here. I know I did my part in bringing you to the crew.
That you did.
So I'm a little biased towards you being here.
Josh's follow-up game is strong.
It is.
Like,
my other games might not be strong, but that one is.
Yeah.
As we were talking before.
Physical evidence of that running around.
2 kids out there.
Yeah.
No, but seriously though, when you were in Italy, we've talked about this a couple times. I don't even know if you remember talking to me about it, but you did a little bit of kickboxing out there and MMA.
Oh yeah, no, I did MMA for a little bit.
Yeah.
It was interesting. I thought I wanted to make it a career. I did not. I had 6 fights. 3-3. Never been knocked out. Never been submitted.
All decisions?
Yeah, all decisions.
Did you?
But
let me ask. Did you knock anybody out?
Huh?
Did you knock anybody out?
Nope, never. Didn't knock anybody out. Nope. I had 2 submissions. I had one decision in my favor and 3 decisions against me. And I was like, I don't want to get my face beat in the rest of my life.
It's the moneymaker.
Yeah. I'm super pretty. If you ask Josh.
Well, you love me with a clean shaved beard. I like to keep it full beard.
Yeah, no, I want to tell this story.
Go ahead.
All right. So I come in for my interview here at ERA, and I'm sitting at the glass table that's right over there. There's a few people at the table. We get done with the interview. Obviously, I nail it. And there's I've been staring at this coaster on the table. I'm pretty sure it was a coaster, like a glass coaster, and it has a picture in it, right? And it's like this clean-shaven, handsome guy, and I've just been like periodically looking at it the entire interview. And we get done, and I had to ask. So I asked Denise. I said, "Hey, whose picture is this?" And Josh has been sitting across the table from me the whole time with that beard. And she's like, "That's Josh when he's shaven." And I was like, "No." And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Sir, you need to shave. You are a very attractive man without a beard. Not that you're not an attractive man with a beard, but the bone structure."
Look, it's like I told him today. We were talking to Doris, and we were going over the 23andMe and all that stuff. I tell people all the time, I said, look, only 1% of the entire population has more Neanderthal than me in it. So I am straight Neanderthal.
Primal.
It doesn't get more primal than me. Other than 1% of this whole entire population.
Yeah.
And I'm from Italy. The woman, not from Africa, the woman that they traced the last descendant for me is in the mountains of Italy.
Do you know where?
Actually, I can look it up real quick.
It's not that important.
Yeah, so
I'd be interested.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly where it was.
I was in northeast Italy.
It's northern Italy.
I'm going to mispronounce it because I haven't spoken Italian in over 10 years now. But the Colibrici region, like of the Veneto, it's like very, very famous for. I think the Veneto has four quadrants. It's like the number one wine region, basically.
Right.
Well, arguably not the number one wine region. Man, you can pick wine up there by the liter for €1. And it's just
crazy.
Quality, just directly from the tap. You just go directly to the
source, man.
Yeah, it's so great. I miss it so much.
I
love
love
Italy.
Yeah,
I love Italy so much.
It's amazing. Like I said, I told you that before. When I graduated high school, that's what we did our 2 weeks over in Rome, and traveled from Rome to Florence. And
Florence.
I know.
So in Florence, there is a university that does an exchange program with a U.S. university.
Mm-hmm.
So the soldiers, not me, because I'm a good guy.
Debatable.
The soldiers, they go to Florence quite often because there's only 2 places in Italy where you find predominantly English-speaking women, and it's the exchange students in Florence and the strip club. That's it. So there are a lot of soldiers in Florence every single weekend, and I have never partaken in any of this, but I've heard some great stories that you will remember for the rest of your life.
Oh, this here one.
Yeah, I wasn't there because I was at home reading my Bible.
Sure you were.
And
being
drinking.
a good little Christian boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I find it very hard to believe you right now.
You should.
Yeah. And for me personally, I don't think I would want to. If I'm in Italy, I want to see the Italian women. I can go back to the States and be with the American woman already. You know.
It's the language barrier is tough. Like I learned a good bit of Italian while I was there. The funny thing is I kept putting it off because I was only supposed to be there for 2 years, and then I kept submitting paperwork to stay, and they kept keeping me. So I always had 1 year left. And I was like, oh, there's no point in learning Italian for a year. There's no point in learning Italian for a year. And I just kept saying this until it got to be 6 years. I was like, I could be fluent by now. And instead, I speak like a toddler.
So sticking with the Italy, man, I want you to tell this story because you told it to me the other day. Because you were a sniper.
Okay.
And you were over there shooting, and they didn't tell you about the spiders.
Oh, yeah. No, this was actually in Arkansas.
Oh, Arkansas. Sorry.
Yeah, this was actually in Arkansas. So I was stationed in Italy, but I went to Arkansas for one of the sniper schools that I went to. And they did not tell me that they have tarantulas in Arkansas. And I was laying on the firing line, and we're all shooting, and it's loud, and you can't really hear anything. And I'm laying down on my stomach, and I look over, and there's just a freaking spider the size of my hand, 4 inches from my face. Now, I'm not scared of spiders, right? It's not a fear that I have,
right?
But it's alarming to see something that size 4 inches from your face. When I tell you I stood up and ran, Josh, I ran away from the firing line. And a lot of the guys there are local, the instructors and stuff, so they thought it was they had a field day with it. Completely embarrassed myself, screaming there was noises coming out of my mouth that should never come out of a grown man's mouth. Let me put it that way. Scared the ever living hell out of me.
I mean, I just love it because, snipers, you think they're going to be a hard ass, kind of tough, all that stuff. Oh. And I'm not afraid of spiders either, but snakes fucking get me every time.
It was this big.
Oh, look, if a tarantula's on my hand like that, I'm running.
Oh, my God, dude. And it was alarming. Like I said, I didn't expect it. I just looked over, and I had this hairy, massive spider staring me directly in the face.
Now, are tarantulas poisonous?
I don't know.
They're not? I didn't think so.
I don't know.
I mean, Jordan seemed very sure of that. He answered that pretty quickly.
I am incredibly spiders.
Uh-huh.
My mom has a huge snake phobia. I have a spider phobia.
Yeah, see, I'm with her on
Seen one
snakes.
and it's fine, but let's just say let me hop on the mic.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, so
Come on.
Fun little story. A couple weeks ago, actually, it was like a month ago or something like that. I took my wife and my little sister out to the the big ass science museum here in North Carolina.
Up in Raleigh?
Yeah.
Oh,
And we went through the bug section, and the way my wife looked at one small case and she was like, "Hey babe, look in this case, but like slowly squat down and look, because like you couldn't see anything because it was like at the bottom." And as I slowly went down, I went, "Huh." The tarantula think of like the tarantula that you saw, twice the size. It was the biggest tarantula I've ever seen in my entire life. It was the size of 2 hands. Like,
That's a big ass.
But it was dead.
no, it was alive. It was in the case.
It was in the cage.
It was in the case.
They have live bugs at the museum?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they had like live snakes and all that stuff. And seeing that, I'm like, oh, that's really creepy and crawly. That's gonna haunt my nightmares. But okay, that's fine. Then my wife went up to me and pulled one of those down my back, and just like, I jumped so much.
Divorce.
I jumped so badly that I actually almost threw my back out, and I was like, I hurt my back, and I was like, all right, fuck you. And then I was like, I'm leaving the bug. I left the bug section, and I went to go find a chair and sat down.
That's awesome.
but then I was sitting there, I was going like this. I hate you.
Divorce.
Oh.
Speaking of bugs, though, you know what movie I watched the other day? That
A
I haven't
Bug's
seen?
Life.
Oh my god, dude! What a slept-on movie. I haven't seen
love
it since
that
I was a
movie.
child, and it was.
It is
Man.
a great movie, dude.
I
went,
forgot.
Dude, have you ever gone to Disney World?
No.
Oh man, they had the bug. I don't know if they have it there
Josh,
or
I'm
not.
broke.
This was like years ago, and you're not broke. I know what you make. Get the fuck out of
kinda
here. And you travel everywhere. You just got back from Puerto Rico, and where else? You were in Atlanta, and now where?
I have friends.
Yeah, you got one friend.
I have one friend. She's great. She also happens to work for a major hotel in corporate.
Yeah.
So we get like very nice hotels for
Yeah,
$50.
Where's she at? Where's she at now again?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
Okay, no
I
worries,
don't-
no
yeah,
worries,
like-
no worries. No, I was just saying because I know you've been traveling a lot and been enjoying
Yeah.
that and doing your thing and still selling, so that's pretty impressive. But going back to creepy stories, and I think I told you this morning too, about I just got back from Savannah, and I know
love
you want.
Savannah. I love Savannah so much.
So, do you ever watch Ghost Adventures or anything like that?
No.
So there's a I can't remember what the damn house is, but we went to it and did the ghost tour, and I mean literally no joke. Like I took this picture, and I know y'all can't see it, but I'm gonna show Jay because I haven't shown you yet.
Oh man.
And in the one picture, nothing's in it, and then the next one, there's like something floating right behind me, and the camera is facing me, so I have no flash on this camera in the front at all. No lights, no nothing changing it. And it's the same exact picture. So you can look right here in that there's nothing right here.
Yeah.
Nothing
Okay.
right there. All right. Now,
Let me see this.
Go ahead.
No, we need to. No,
go ahead. Look, I'm
not gonna like.
no.
I can scroll, right?
Yeah, you can scroll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can scroll. The last thing I just did, I just took like 70 pictures of gray.
Too far.
Yeah, that's what I was. Wait, it's so this thing you're talking about, this like awning thing in the back, right there.
No, right here.
That's like the reflection of a light or something.
What light?
Ghosts aren't real.
There's no light.
Ghosts aren't real.
There's no light. Look, ghosts are real.
Ghosts-
100%.
Ghosts aren't real.
But anyways, when we got back to our Airbnb, I went and locked all the doors, and I just got through watching the UFC fights and all that stuff. And I normally don't lock a bedroom door, but I did this time. And as soon as I locked it, got in the bed, I start hearing the door twist. I'm like, fuck.
The door sounded like a fucking horn.
I guess so. Look, I'm not good at making sounds, apparently. And then, so I go out and check it. There's nothing there. And then I start hearing footsteps. Now, this is an old house. Don't get me wrong. I'm already in my head because this is like old historic Savannah downtown area. And so every footstep anybody makes, you can fucking hear it. Like, I even heard the people next door. And I think he was the Airbnb owner but he lived downstairs. But he had a thing that went all the way up.
Airbnb owner / axe murderer.
He could be.
Got it.
100%.
Same page.
So I checked the front door, make sure that shit was locked. It was. And I go back out, go back into the room, close the door, definitely locking it this time. And I get back in the bed, and I hear it again. I said, nope. I started immediately saying, Lord, please protect me right now because I do not want to die, and do not drag my ass to hell. I went straight to sleep, did not move the rest of the night. I'm never really scared of anything like that. I've been by myself a long time. That freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah, I don't do paranormal things.
Yeah?
Like I don't watch scary movies like that. I don't like. You want to talk about like blood, guts, gore?
What about
fine.
aliens? How do you feel about that?
Aliens? Oh, aliens exist. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I could go on for hours about this. So, there is life on other planets. Period.
Yeah.
It's a statistical certainty.
Mm-hmm.
It's as close to a statistical certainty.
It might
as you
not
can
just be
get.
us.
It might not look like us.
Yeah.
It might not be intelligent life, although that probably does exist somewhere. But are there living organisms on a planet other than Earth? Yes. The answer is yes.
Absolutely.
Like, there's not a question in my mind. Have they developed interstellar travel?
Maybe.
Probably not.
Maybe,
Like,
though.
Probably not. Well, the thing about the Earth is, like, we're not in the center of the universe, but we're pretty close.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we're a pretty early solar system. Relative to,
Yeah.
you know,
Universe or
the
galaxy?
age of space. Huh?
Universe or galaxy?
Us?
Yeah.
The universe. Yeah. So our galaxy is like relatively close to the center of the universe, which is ever expanding and getting larger. So like as time goes on, right, the distance between our side of I'm about to be a nerd.
It's okay.
The
I love
difference
this
between
stuff. I love
our
this
side
shit.
of the center is going to get further and further away from the far reaches, right? Because every millisecond the frontier is expanding. And weirdly I've read that it's expanding at like an accelerated rate. Like it's continuing to expand
Really?
faster, which kind of defies physics a little bit, I think. I'm not
Yeah.
a physics major.
I don't
I'm
know
not,
nothing about that.
But like in my head, right? Like you only have so much retained energy, and over time as you use it, you should slow down, right? But the frontier seems to be accelerating. And from what I was reading, nobody can really explain that yet, right? But anyways, the distance between us and the far side of the universe will get greater and greater and greater, and our best chance of getting there, well, not getting there, but at least seeing in that direction will get smaller and smaller and smaller, right? Because technology is only going to advance so far.
Right.
You're never going to see the actual frontier with a telescope from your house.
No, that's
right?
never
like
gonna
that's
happen.
never going to happen. So, like as that space gets bigger and bigger and bigger, like we're going to lose the ability to see the frontier. And the idea that there's not going to be something out there that we don't know about is,
It's pretty crazy.
yeah, it's laughable. It's going to happen.
Well, it's still
Like-
wild, like how big the universe is.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've explored more of that than we have our own ocean.
Oh, the ocean is wild,
Come on now.
man. It's scary.
Like-
It's scary.
Like when NASA...
And megalodon still exists. I don't care what anybody
Oh,
says.
100%. I agree
I don't
with you
care.
on that.
There's way too many megalodon teeth still washing up on shore. Like, there's still megalodons out there. I don't care.
And look, I've seen the
And
movie.
shout out to my niece Claire. She loves megalodon, and I actually bought her a megalodon tooth from a museum prior to moving to North Carolina, where I found that they're everywhere and super cheap.
Yep.
Mine wasn't super cheap. I bought it from a museum in Florida, and it was museum prices.
So you know what's crazy? They found shark teeth all the way as far as like 95 right there where you go on Hope Mills. You know what I'm talking about? Because they were saying that, like, that used to be all ocean right
oh,
there.
wow.
It's pretty wild to
That's-
think that the ocean came up that far.
That's crazy.
I know. Because we're pretty far inland. I mean, we're east side of North Carolina, but still.
Yeah.
You know, we were good.
Couple of hours.
Couple hours
Yeah,
to get to
couple
the ocean.
hours.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think Carolina Beach is the closest one.
I don't know. I've actually never been to Carolina Beach.
Really?
I go crabbing down at sunset.
I love.
I
You
go
go
to Topsail.
What about?
just
Oh, I
hang
love
out.
Topsail.
Like I love Topsail.
Yes. Have you ever ate at Sears Landing there? So you know when you're going right over the bridge to go onto the island
Mm-hmm.
in Surf City, it's right there on the right or on the left. Excuse
Oh,
me.
I wonder if that's. I might have eaten there.
Best soft shell crab you've ever eaten in your entire
My
life.
ex-girlfriend and I went to a really, really good restaurant right in that same area.
It's right there.
and-
There's like 5 houses on that little street, and then the restaurant's right there.
Yeah. Then is there an ice cream shop right down the street as well? Because we ate at this really nice restaurant in
There
that
might
general
be.
area, and then we walked to an ice cream shop that was like, I don't know.
It's been a while since I've been there.
It was my very first time going there, so
Yeah.
and funny story, completely irrelevant to anything we're talking about. But the waiter, I saw him and I was telling her, I said, I think I know that guy. And she's like, how would you know some random guy like in a
In
city
Topsail,
you've
yeah.
never been to, right? And I was like, I'm pretty
99%
sure,
sure on this one.
like I am pretty sure I know that guy. And she's like, oh, well, like how do you think you know him? And I said, oh, like there was a waiter in New York, and I'm pretty sure that's the same guy. And
Was it?
she's like, no, they probably just look similar, right? So he comes over and I ask him, I say, hey, where are you from? He's like, oh, I'm from New York. And I was like, I knew it. I didn't say it to him because that'd be creepy because like I saw this guy one time
Right.
10 years ago in a restaurant in New
Like,
York.
I
Like,
remember you.
yeah, like that would be creepy. But yeah, no, it was pretty crazy. Weird coincidence. They're just way smaller than you think. Way smaller.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like it's pause. Pause. Oh, you worry about him with the sun, but me, I gotta suffer through it.
It's because that actually messed more with the camera.
How did it?
Yep.
So our little break there, Jordan will protect you.
Talk about the break. I stopped you at a point where I could cut.
I don't care. I'm going to talk.
My eyes are
Stop ruining
sensitive.
my skill.
I'm going to tell it because you show favoritism to the guests, and for me, I get treated like trash. Kind of hurts my feelings a little bit.
I mean, you're my co-host. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
I mean,
I still love you, Jordan. You know that, right?
My therapist says that
Even though you
before-
changed podcasts on me without telling me the other day for Ricky's on the 1 o'clock and it was supposed to be 3 o'clock. But it's okay.
You
I
can-
forgive you. I throw shit on you all the time, so it's all good.
You can write it off. My therapist says we're meanest to the people that we love the most because we feel safe.
That's probably
so, like,
true.
You and Jordan, you got your little side thing going on as
Yeah.
well outside the podcast.
Yeah, we do.
We'll let the viewers.
We always say we hate each other, but then we come right back together and do a show together.
Yeah. No, I was talking about like golf plans and stuff like that.
Yeah. And brisket.
Brisket. Oh, so I heard.
By the way, both of those were canceled.
I heard that there was a brisket promised
There
for
was.
the Thanksgiving potluck.
There was.
And it did not show.
It did not.
And that's why I didn't come.
It did not.
Like I called ahead. I said, "Hey, is there brisket?"
Mhm.
Like Josh said.
Yep.
And they said, "No, there's no brisket." And I
Mm-hmm.
said, "Well, I guess I'll get a McChicken then."
Yeah.
And that's what I had for Thanksgiving, a McChicken,
Well-
because somebody dropped the ball on the brisket.
In all fairness, water did get in my auger and ruined it. So that's the part.
What
so
are you using an auger for?
it's for the
The auger on the
on the smoker.
I was thinking like a post hole,
No,
like
no.
an auger.
No, no,
And
no,
I'm
no,
like,
no.
what?
So
How do you cook brisket?
yeah. So it got water. I guess the wood chips or the pellets had gotten wet and just fucked it all up, man.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta take it all apart, and I'm tempted to just fucking toss it right now at this point. I really am.
I bought an offset smoker last year before last. I don't know. I love it. I bought a super cheap one.
Mhm.
I won't say the brand name because they don't sponsor us.
No, you gotta sponsor to get names.
Yeah, you got to
recognition on here.
sponsor. You got to sponsor. But it rhymes with Dynaglow.
Okay.
It was off Amazon.
Yep.
And
I love how you had Dynaglow just ready.
Dynaglow's the brand name.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were making up something.
No,
I never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's a cheap brand off Amazon that I got just to see if it was like something I was interested in, and I like fell in love with this thing.
Yeah.
I won't even replace it with a nice one now. I love it so much. I do ribeyes in there.
How much was it?
Salmon. I don't know. It was a couple years ago.
Couple-
Maybe it was either last year or 2
Yeah.
years ago. I can't remember. It was couple $100 maybe. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get me a new one because
Yeah.
I'm not replacing mine
yeah.
or not fixing this.
I did a lot of research after the fact, and now I kind of wish I didn't buy an offset one.
Right.
But again, I just love it so much. I do, like I said, I do ribeyes in there. I do salmons in there. I did some great jerk chicken
Ooh.
wings. Oh my
God, I love
gosh!
Where the hell's the jerk chicken at then? You could have brought some of that.
I'll use jerk chicken. I have so. I think we're just really talking a lot about my exes in this podcast, but like I dated a
Man, well,
Jamaican
hey.
woman for 5 years, and her mom taught me how to make jerk chicken wings, and I wrote it down in my notes app of my iPhone. Forgot about it for like 2-3 years. I'm like going through deleting old notes because like I have iPhone storage issues because I don't know how to use cloud and all that other weird shit.
My email is still full. And
Yeah.
I can't figure it out. How to get it.
I-
It's so much spam. It's ridiculous.
I have to delete pictures like every day,
It's
or my
unreal.
phone's full. It's like you can't do anything.
That's,
I go,
that's what my
Well-
Gmail is saying to me right now.
all right. But anyways, I stumbled upon this recipe again towards the end of last year, and I made it, and I was like, man, I forgot how good these were. Like, she was such a good cook.
God, I love good food and women that can cook good. Oh,
I've only ever dated one. I've
No.
only ever dated one woman that could cook. I love cooking.
Yeah.
Like I usually end up making.
You do most of the
like,
cooking?
Like, I would say like I end up doing most of the like
the meats.
higher level
Yeah.
cooking. Like I'm not saying they don't prepare dinner. Like that
Right.
happens. You know, it's mostly equitable relationships. But there was one woman that I dated that was just like a fantastic cook, man. Like she would make pasta from scratch right there in the kitchen. Like
That's tough.
oh man, like she got my mom's lasagna recipe. Like I
Ooh.
grew up with my mom's lasagna, and it's still my favorite lasagna. Even having lived in Italy, I'm fully willing to admit that it's nostalgia. But she made it, but she, instead of buying all the store-bought stuff like my mom does, she like made the sauce fresh. She made the pasta.
See, that's the best right there.
From scratch. She made
Mhm.
life changing. Every other woman I've dated can't boil water, but her,
Can't boil water.
like, oh man, I don't know what it is, but it's always like their parents are amazing cooks,
And they don't. It's because they
but
don't.
they
cook.
can't cook anything.
Yeah, makes
Like,
sense.
They can't cook.
It's because they never had to cook for themselves.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like it's like, yeah. So, anyways, I started teaching myself, a few things. I wouldn't say I'm a chef by any means, but there's like 4 or 5 meals that I make very well.
What's
Right.
your top go-to meal?
Man, if you asked me that a week ago, it'd have been a different answer. Like I do a really, really good broiled salmon. I've had a lot of people that really like it that ask for it when they come over. That would've been
Broiled salmon?
Yeah, I make it in the broiler. It's like 11, 12 minutes. I do asparagus alongside it. I do homemade mashed potatoes.
Wow, you
Like,
eat way healthier than me.
And oh no, I refuse to cook. Refuse to cook for myself.
Yeah.
I only cook for other people. Man, it's been years. I haven't made myself a meal in years. But if I have someone over, I love cooking so much. I put on some jazz on the TV,
Little
let it
jazz.
run on Spotify, or not
Amazon?
Spotify because they don't sponsor us.
One of those
Whatever,
music.
whatever their competitor is.
One of the music companies.
Yeah. But I put on some jazz music and I just cook, man. I love it. And like that would have been my answer a week ago. But I happen to know this chef that has worked with like all the big names. Like all the big names you can think of, he's worked with them.
Guy Fieri.
Huh?
Guy Fieri.
Guy Fieri. Gordon, like
Flavor Town, baby.
worked in Gordon Ramsay's kitchen. Like, I mean, they're a very accomplished chef. And I asked him, I said, hey, man, I'm really tired of doing the ribeyes. I'm really tired of doing the penne alla arrabbiata. I'm really
Right.
tired of doing the salmon. Like, I just want to switch it up a little bit. And he was like, I have a great shrimp gumbo recipe.
Oh
Oh my God. All I did was follow the directions. I can't take any credit for it whatsoever. I just followed his very explicit directions. Started with the roux, did the vegetables, the sausage, the shrimp, the whole thing. Jambalaya rice on the side. Man, I'm telling you, it's the best meal I've ever made, and one of the best meals I've ever ate. Like, and it was my first time, and like it was all credit to his instruction.
Did you have a little cornbread with it?
I did not have cornbread with it.
Dang.
I wasn't trying to get it over my head. I'm making. I'm
Come
a
on,
white.
man.
I'm a white dude from New York making shrimp gumbo and jambalaya rice. You think I can also handle cornbred
Well, you
for the
got-
first time?
You got a little southern.
Like-
in you. How long you been in North Carolina now?
Oh, 3 years.
Close enough.
April 2021.
That's all. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
I feel like you've been here longer than that for
I
some
know.
reason.
Nope. April 2021. I moved down.
So you must have done. So, fun fact about me and Jay, the way I met him was during one of our transactions in real estate. So
Yeah.
that must have been right when you got down here,
I
because I got that during
think
COVID.
that was in what was it 2021? Man,
It had
I
to
don't
have
know.
been.
All the days meshed together at this point. I have no idea. But yeah, no, it was a while ago.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't deep into real estate yet. I think, actually, no. You know what? No, I think it was spring 2022 we did that.
Was it?
I think so. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
I think so because I already had my transaction coordinator working with me.
Well, I know. I spoke to her most of the time,
Yeah.
and I only spoke to you like a couple
And
times.
and her and I started together in January 2022. So
Yeah.
figure that was probably right there in the maybe late winter, early spring type.
And let me tell you something. I was just ready to get rid of that house. I was like, boom, whatever you want.
And I was absolutely ready to buy it.
Yep.
Like it was a really good deal.
Yeah, I mean, we worked it out pretty quickly and closed
Yeah, we
pretty,
were
like a week.
yeah, we had a conversation and we were under contract within a couple
It was
hours
nothing.
and
Because I was just like, all right, sweet,
Yeah,
let's get this
done.
shit done.
Yeah.
Because it was cash, easy money.
Yeah.
I was like, let me get that money real quick. Nah, but I wanted to get back to the aliens because we only harped on that for a little bit. Do you think they are in our ocean, or do you think they're time traveling with us? Because there's a lot of this stuff has come out right now.
You also have
I don't-
neither.
Yeah, I think neither.
Or are they
I
coming
think
from a different
neither.
planet? Or have they already been here?
Again, it depends on how we're defining aliens, right? If we're
Mhm.
saying, hey, has a living organism crossed through the atmosphere and landed on Earth?
Well, of course.
Potentially.
I mean, asteroids.
Yeah, but those, from my understanding, again, I know nothing about this.
Mm-hmm.
From my understanding, those were fossils, right? Like, was there a living organism that has made its way through our atmosphere and still been living after impact? I don't know. Maybe. I guess with the amount of time the Earth has been around, it's probably probable. Like, the amount of space debris that has entered our atmosphere, like, statistically, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Do I think that there's like an alien colony living
Like under the ground, like the lizard people?
yeah, no, or in the ocean or no.
Come on,
I don't think,
I'm
but-
telling you, Atlantis is under there. The Atlanteans are down there doing their thing, laughing at us.
They drowned.
They did not drown. They're underwater. They're
Atlantis,
breathers.
Atlantis is more likely to be in the middle of a desert than it is in the ocean.
I've heard that too. The Sahara
Right,
Desert
yeah.
or whatever. Sahara. What is it?
Sahara.
Is it Sahara or Sahara?
I don't know. Probably
Paula.
Sahala?
Sahara.
Man, what are you talking about over here?
You should name your next daughter that.
Sahara?
Sahala.
Sahala?
Sahala.
Sahala Sparks? I don't know.
Hala Sparks sounds cool.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Does kind of sound pretty neat. I don't know. Maybe. I actually would prefer a boy if I had another kid.
I don't think you're supposed to have preferences.
Well, I have a boy
I don't
and
have any
girl.
kids, but I'm pretty sure that's a rule.
I already have a boy and girl, and I love that girl so much that I don't want to have another one because then I'll be wrapped up in that one too. And I'm just like, Jesus, I'm going to be paying for another wedding? Like, I'm good on that. So another boy.
Paying for another wedding.
Yeah.
Not going to pay for your son's wedding.
Yeah. So
Yeah, no.
that's the good thing.
He's on his own.
Yeah, you got this, dude.
Yeah.
I'll pay for the honeymoon. How about that?
Oh, I am getting married at the courthouse, and I'm going on one hell of a honeymoon.
Yeah.
If that was the case,
Yeah, I'll pay for the honeymoon.
it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, take him. I'll send him
We're
over to
going
Italy.
straight to Florence,
I'd send him straight to Italy. That's what I would. I would. I'd send him to Italy. I'm like, here you go,
where
man.
I will instantly get an annulment because
Because you got in trouble.
I got in trouble.
You went to Florence and
Yeah.
did the strip clubs
Oh, I can never.
and went
go
to the
Florence
English-speaking
again.
people.
I can never go to Florence again.
I love Florence.
Pretty sure the cops are still looking for me.
Well, we found him.
The
He's here.
Carbonari.
He's here. If you're looking for him, he's here. No, I did Pompeii when I was over there. I loved that. But
I missed Pompeii somehow.
how did you miss Pompeii?
There was so much to do. I went to 28 countries in 6
Yeah,
years.
that's true.
I didn't go to Rome. I was there for
You didn't
five
go
and a
to
half-
Rome?
I was there for 5.5 years. I didn't go to Rome until I hit the 5-year mark. Because I was
Jesus.
in Ireland, I was in Portugal, I was.
What'd you think of
Ibiza,
Ireland?
Like, huh?
What did you think of Ireland?
Ireland is, man, it's so hard to say your favorite country, but like it's up there. I loved Ireland. We did the Cliffs of Moher, the Barren, Wicklow National Forest, Bunratty Castle, went to Galway, just walked into a random pub, that one of the best days. And then we did a lot of the other tourist stuff, like the Guinness Museum,
Yeah.
Jameson Distillery, or Guinness Brewery, Jameson Distillery, things like that as well. But man,
That's on my bucket list for sure.
Wicklow was the coolest part, I think, because we did a guided tour. I'm not a big fan, but this one was pretty cool actually. The tour guide was really, really funny.
That makes a difference.
And he brought us Jameson to take shots at the top of the mountain. So like mountain.
Okay, you win.
Mountain.
He wins.
Yeah, so we did it. But he was telling us, like, I didn't know Braveheart, despite
Scottish.
being Scottish, was filmed in Ireland.
Yep.
We got to do the whole Braveheart tour and see the
Bet that was cool.
lake and the ruins and all that. It was so cool.
It's funny that you said
I love that movie.
because I got back from Scotland. Was it this year that I played there? I don't remember if it was this year or last year. But anyways, I saw the William Wallace statue, and then we did all the stuff there. And they were telling us, funny thing is, it's actually all filmed in Ireland. And
Yeah.
none of it's here.
Yeah, I guess
because of they had something with money that they were doing, and it didn't work out.
So the story I heard, and again, I
It's been a while.
Google it,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
but the story I heard,
I'm not your
was
information man.
They had a kind of a deal with the Scottish government for like X number of dollars to film the show,
Yep.
to film the movie there, and the Irish just snaked them.
Yeah, they did.
The Irish basically called up, I guess, Mel Gibson,
Or whoever it was, I don't know.
He basically called up Mel Gibson and was like, hey, not only will we beat the price, but we'll also throw
The
in
mil-
2,000
the military, that's what it was.
reservists
Yep, that's
to
what it
play your
was.
extras.
That's what it was. When you were saying that,
Yeah.
went right back to me.
So, yeah, I guess Ireland just snaked them, and, like, I'm here for it, honestly. Like, it's business.
That was pretty cool because I know when I went to Scotland, when the new King of England just got crowned, the rock that's been like passed down from so many damn generations over there. It started in Scotland. The English stole it from Edinburgh, and they were using it to crown their kings because the Scottish
oh, yeah,
and
I
English,
read about this.
they're always fighting all the time.
Yeah.
And the day I was there, they were removing that rock from the Edinburgh Castle to go crown the king, and I saw it, man. It's just a damn rock.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a rock probably like this big, and that's what goes under the chair or whatever when he's kneeling, and they're doing whatever they're crowning for it. But that's where I learned the story about Braveheart too.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just awesome to see that and hear those stories. I mean, it's Scotland was one of my favorite countries. Like, I know it's hard to say favorite because I loved Italy
Yeah.
too.
So hard.
And I mean, I love Germany, but it's not one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like you drink beer and you eat
Yeah,
bland
yeah,
food.
yeah,
Really,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, that's it. That's Germany in a nutshell. And I did see the Hitler, where in Munich, where Hitler planned his. Hey, Loveland the Train. Nice siren there. All right, so where were we at? We were at the. I know I told you that Hitler and invading Austria.
Yeah. Hitler invaded Austria, and I was saying that there's a McDonald's in Austria that's so cool. We used to stop there because we couldn't shoot in Italy, so we'd have to go to Germany to train, and we'd take like a bus, like 8.5 hours to go to Germany, and we'd stop at the same McDonald's every time. But like it's massive. The entire wall is glass, and there's a bridge right next to it, so you're like overlooking a mountain range and like a plush, like almost river valley looking place, and there's a bridge that you can bungee jump off of. And if I remember correctly, it's like one of the higher like bungee jump spots like in the world, if I'm remembering correctly. But like it's so cool. I would go back to Austria just for the view from that McDonald's.
Austria is beautiful. We did the sledding.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have sledding, and because you sled down to a bar, drink there for a little bit, sled down. Cause see, look, when I'm drinking, I don't want to be skiing or snowboarding. No, thank you. I'd rather do something easy, and I'm not gonna fall off the damn mountain.
So when I lived in, I know we're wrapping up here, but when I lived in Italy, I got really into cycling, right? So they have the Campagnolo.
Makes sense.
They have the Campagnolo factory there, so you can get Campagnolo group sets for super cheap. They have the Lioto factory there, so you can get like team bikes super cheap. I mean, super cheap is a relative term. I think I paid like 5,000 euros for like my whole setup, right? Which is
a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, but it's not expensive in terms of like real road bikes, right? And I really got into it. Like I had the tights.
You had the tights
I had
and
the
everything.
tights. I had the snap-in shoes.
Oh man, you were Lance Armstrong
I
on
had
a bike.
everything. I had the speedometer on my bike.
Oh my
I had everything.
God.
Like I really got into it. And once I started riding further and further and further, I had a buddy that I didn't really like him that much. But he asked me. Yeah, I mean, in the Army, you have to be friends with basically everybody. So he asked me, he's like, "Hey, I'm going on a century ride.
What the hell is that?
It's 100 miles, right?" He's like, and I was probably up to like 40-ish miles at this point, but I was like, man, like that's a stretch.
That's a lot.
Like that's a stretch. What he didn't tell me
All uphill.
is, well, yeah, God, it was all uphill. But what he didn't tell me is that the group that he goes on these century rides with,
Oh yeah, pull it up closer to you.
the group that he goes on these century rides with, they stop at every Prosecco bar and have a glass of Prosecco on the way.
Ooh, dangerous.
When I was like 20 miles in, I was hammered. I still had 80 miles to go, and I was drunk. Like, these guys, like, almost nobody finished it. I didn't finish it. Almost nobody
There's
finished it.
no way I would finish
But, like,
that.
they do this, like, once or twice a month.
Dude, that's an animal right there.
I'm drunk, and they're like, you got to ride your bike 80 more miles. I'll take a fucking Uber home,
Yo,
dude.
where's
Like,
a van at?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
like,
throw this in the back.
I'll stay here overnight.
Yeah.
Like,
Where's the hotel? All right. Well, we're gonna have to cut this short a little bit, but I'm definitely having you back because we got more stories we got to tell,
sounds good, brother.
and we're gonna keep upgrading, keep doing more. I appreciate you having us on, and we'll look forward to seeing you again, man. And we'll talk some more conspiracies, food, and everything.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely, man.
Have a good one.
Appreciate you.